Here, where's Will? Right behind, there he is. Will Joe, House Representative from Independence, give him a warm welcome. I didn't see any others. If there are, please raise your hand. Seeing none. Okay. So, we do have a candidate, yes. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
Justin Spicer. Spicer is running in this district right here against Ron Fowler, and we are so happy. I'm so happy that we've got folks running in both of our Blue Springs districts. It's so important, right? It's so important that we have people run. So let me, before I introduce Troy, talk about why your race is so important, why it's important that you all are here. First of all, there's a lot of reasons, but first of all, you may have heard that we are in the super minority in the House at Jeff City, and that's a problem. We need to have more colleagues. We need to have more folks like Bill. We need to have folks like Troy and Justin down there. And the reason is, down there in the super minority, they don't have to pay attention to us.
No.
And honestly, that's bad for Missouri. That's bad for this district. We need to have representation so that they have to negotiate. And let me give you one example as to why it's so important. We actually got super lucky on, with regard to the gerrymandered maps. When we went down there, we were temporarily not in the super minority. They had 4 seats that opened up because people took different jobs, and we weren't in it temporarily. And because of that, they couldn't put on an emergency clause that would make those maps official today. It's only because we weren't temporarily in the super minority that we were able to have the time, the 90 days, that allows our people, not politicians, petitioners, to go around and get that. And speaking of which, if we could get a shout out to the folks from People Not Politicians who have been doing great work in getting those petitions out. That is your way to push back on what's happening nationally and on Donald Trump. So sign, and get your neighbors to sign those petitions.
Yes.
So it's super important to break the supermajority because then they can't get an emergency clause through. And like I said, some folks left the legislature. 3 of them took new jobs. 1 sadly passed away. But because of that, we had a chance to let the citizens vote on the maps. But starting next year, if we don't break it, if we don't have folks like Troy, like Justin in office, we'll be in the super minority again. So that's one huge reason that I'm so glad Troy's running and that I think we can get it through. Yep. Second so important reason that I'm glad you all are here and I'm glad Troy's running. How many of you were here 2 weeks ago for Carrie Engel for her fundraiser? Carrie Engel is running for Senate District 8 right now in this area, which encompasses Troy's district, it encompasses mine, it encompasses Justin's, and some others. And because Troy is running, that will not only help the folks in his House district, but that's going to help all of us that are in Carrie's Senate district. And there will be cooperation, coordination between the campaigns. That is going to be huge. So just another reason that it's so important that Troy is running and that you all are here. A third reason that I think we need to talk about, how long has it been, Troy, since someone ran in District 33?
Almost 10 years, close to 10 years.
10 years. 10 years without someone running in that district. Another candidate, Kevin Grover over here. Say hi to Kevin. Kevin is running in District 30, in the seat that has been held by John Patterson.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
Yes,
Yay.
We need Kevin in as well. So everything that I'm saying about Troy, Justin, Kevin, all these guys, It's so important. But no one's run in 10 years. That does not sound like a democracy.
No.
That does not sound at all like democracy. And we have, because Troy is stepping up, we have a chance to show District 33 that there are alternatives. And let me speak about one of those really important alternatives. And I think Troy may talk about it later, I don't know. But one that in particular galls me. And that is the fact that the representative for District 33, let's see, in a district that she represents where Amendment 3 passed 53 to 47%, she voted to send that back, to make the changes, to send that back to basically gut reproductive rights. We need someone there who will respect your will.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Come on, we can do better than that. Come on. She voted in a district that voted, get this one, 58 to 42 for Proposition A.
Yes.
58% for Proposition A.
Yes.
Guess who voted to overturn it? Carolyn Caton,
Yep.
the representative
Yeah.
for District
Yep.
33.
Yep.
We need
Yep.
someone who's going to uphold the will of the voters.
Yeah.
Troy will do that. He will listen to you. I am so glad. And the thing that I will finish up with here is that, and Troy will ask this, but I'm going to ask even harder. We need people to give dollars. See those Troy Latterell flyers there, those business cards, those signs, those things like that.
Envelopes.
Donation envelopes, they don't come free. And I will say, as someone who, in District 34, I didn't introduce myself, did I? What a mess up. I'm Kemp Strickler, House District 34 in Lee Summit, and I flipped that district from red to blue, and Troy's going to do the same thing.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't have done it without money. I couldn't have done it without volunteers. So I've seen the volunteer sheets out there. If you haven't signed one, please sign for whatever you can do to help. Please give whatever you can in the way of financial, and then think about, can I give a little more? Because I would say as a first-time candidate, you need that. You need that a lot. So I am really excited to finally give up the microphone and give it to Troy Latterell, our candidate in District 33. Thanks, Troy.
Yes.
Actually, Kemp didn't need any intro. He is famous on his own. I love Kemp. He is the best. So thank you all for being here. I see so many people. I see so many faces that I love. Family, friends, new friends, old friends, supporters. I love seeing all of you here, and thank you for being here. Quick shout out. He did steal a little of my thunder. That's okay. We do have a number of volunteers. We've got Cheryl and Joanne that are here, and actually Andrew in the yellow back there. They're all here doing the petition, helping with the petition signing. Please, very important to protect the voice of the Missouri voter.
Yes.
Right? Don't give it up. Protect the voice of the Missouri voter, and that's what all those petitions are. And they can talk to you more in depth about the exact petition language. But please, if you get a chance, please sign with them before you leave today. Very important. So, as many of you probably know, I'm a dad, a husband, a computer engineer. I geek talk to a couple of you out there. But I'm not a politician per se. This is actually a stretch for me. And some of you probably that know me are going, what's up with him? Is Troy crazy? What's going on? Right? And I would say, nope, not crazy. Not crazy. My why is really kind of, I split it into kind of two paths for my why. And I think they're both equally important. I have to have both of them in order to stand up here and talk to you. One is my love for the area, the district. Andre and I grew our family here, still have our family here. Made many friends, making many more friends. The community is amazing. The schools are amazing. I love the area. I am absolutely invested in the area. So that's my one. My second one is that area that I love is in a state that's in the bottom 10% in a lot of important categories, right? Education and healthcare, wow, I can name two really quick, bottom 10% across the country in education and healthcare. That's nuts.
Yes.
And somebody has to, this was my mind, somebody had to step up and stop the bleeding. And I do consider it bleeding, and I know bleeding is maybe a strong word to say. I think we've been hemorrhaging and bleeding out for 20 years, to tell you the truth. If you think back of where we were late 90s, early 2000s, some of us have a more vivid memory than others of that. But if you go back to the 90s, early 2000s, we were a mid-tier state at the level of 25th in education. 25 years later, a little over 20 years later, we are 43rd in education, folks. 43rd.
Yep.
We went from 25 to 43rd in a little over 20 years. And the same for education. We're actually a little worse in education, or I'm sorry, in healthcare. Healthcare, we were 24th, 25th in healthcare. We are now 45th in healthcare. That's for spending, outcomes, quality of service. That we're 45th. That's insane. And I don't even like saying it, but certainly don't like living it. So I felt like I needed to step up. That's a pretty big slide in a little over 20 years. That's why I say we're bleeding out. And I can tell you why we did it. I can tell you what happened. We had a new majority in the early 2000s. That is absolutely it. And they brought their policies with them. That is absolutely it. And then we spent the next 25 years, we're going right where we're at right now. And then what happened is the supermajority, like Kemp was talking about, the supermajority happened. And then guess what? They don't need to listen to voters anymore. They can do what they want, and they think they know better. That's why the petitions exist.
Yeah.
They're trying to overturn Amendment 3 Prop A. They're trying to gerrymander. They're listening to DC, the people in DC, more than they're listening to Missouri voters. That's insane to me.
Yes.
And so the supermajority decides that they can just do whatever they want, not listen to voters. And guess what? Like Kent was mentioning, the representative in my district, this is actually Justin's district, it's just on the other side of 7, so my district 33 is 7 highway to like east side of 7 from 70 to Greenwood, even south of Greenwood, right? And she's okay with, think about Lee Summit and Blue Springs, two communities that are super proud of their educational systems. They're invested in their education system. They're excellent school systems. And she's okay with voting for vouchers that actually steal the money away from public schools and put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That money would normally go to public schools.
Yes.
There's not infinite money, so it's got to go somewhere else, right? She's okay with trying to overturn Prop A. And she's defending the gerrymandering. She's okay with the gerrymandering. We deserve better. We need better.
Yes, yes.
So I believe in smart planning. I believe in investing in people. I believe in accountability. I believe in listening to voters. And that means I believe in fully funding public schools.
Yes.
I believe in
Yes.
supporting small business. We have
Yep.
to support small business. And I believe in the communicating the honest outcomes of our policies. I believe in honestly communicating whether we succeeded in what we wanted to do or not. And honestly communicating like, hey, we missed the target. It's always going to be imperfect. It's a fairly complex organism community that we have, including, not only the district, but state. So we're not gonna meet everything every time, but if you're curious, if you think you know everything and you want to just you think you know the right answers, you become incurious. And then you don't start solving the problems, you just do the thing that you think is best and you ignore the voters, which is exactly what we see, right?
Yep.
I'm not gonna pretend that trying to do this is gonna be easy. It won't be. There's a lot of work involved. Kemp knows, Kevin knows, Justin, you're gonna be learning, man. And it takes the time and the money to be able to do it. And yes, this is a part where I start asking you for the time and money. And Kemp was absolutely 100% right. It takes time and money to do everything. If you can volunteer, to run a campaign is complex, it's time consuming and it's money consuming. If you can, please volunteer. You can hold house parties, you can put up signage, you can knock on doors if you want. If that's not your thing, that's where the donations come in, right? And you can do both. I'm not saying you can't do both, but please take one of the envelopes, fill it out. Whatever you can give is crucial. Everything is vital. By the way, before I forget, please tip the bartenders out front. It is so important that we have a place like East 40 Brewing, like the Mill Room, to be able to congregate and have events like this. It is so important. So please tip the bartenders, they work hard. I'm sure I've forgotten one of my points at this point, but I will wrap up by saying, please vote in 2026. If you have to, bring a friend. When we vote, that's how we win. And in 2026, when we vote, I will look forward to flipping District 33 and being your next Missouri House Rep.